Hi everyone, so Christmas crafting is currently 50% off at Hobby Lobby. Lots of really great deals, so pick up a few bows. We're going to look at a few items that are going to help you with your Christmas crafting. So I'm going to start off right here. This super cute set of gnome charms is $4.24. You're getting 6 pieces, all different styles, really cute. I'm not quite sure what I'm turning these into quite yet. But if you need an alternative with like a lot of faux charms, I'm going to call them faux charms because they're not your typical charms. They're actually erasers. So this is 144 erasers. For the low price of $1.74, you're getting 12 different designs, but not all the designs have the same amount. Like I will say that the snowman here was probably like the least amount that I found in the pack. So if you're making a project all with snowmen, just kind of like keep that in mind. But all you really need is these eye pins, these screw eye pins, and then you can turn them into charms. And this is something that I learned from Leanna here on YouTube. Her channel is It's a Deal. And after watching her video on making the little charms, I'm like, you know what? I cannot pass up on a bag of like miniature erasers anymore. Like before, I'm like, oh, those are really cute, but I don't know what I would use them for. But now it's basically anything that you would use a normal charm for. Like you can put them on keychains. And like I said on my previous video, you know, I am really not that great at making like chunky keychains, but if you wanted to, you could put all 12 pieces on here. That would look really cute. Or even if you have like these, sometimes these necklaces come in like huge packs, like in bulk packs, and you can just put them on a necklace. You can make it into like a little charm bracelet or a dangle for a notebook. Like I said, very inexpensive. I also had like these little miniature cards, which I think is really cute. So these are also 50% off. You're getting 6 different designs on here, and it does come with 24 cards and envelopes. So a total of actually 48 pieces. You're getting 6 different designs. It's 3 by 3 inches. And this is one of my favorite ones right here. It just kind of like makes you feel like it's Christmas already, even though it's still like 100 degrees outside. But it's definitely giving like cooler weather vibes, like perfect for like crafting. A lot of you already know that I have to have a crafting snack to kind of like keep me company while I'm crafting into the wee hours of the night. And today's crafting snack is brought to you by Trader Joe's. No, not really. So I did buy this at Trader Joe's. It is the pumpkin Kringle. I think usually they have different flavors of Kringle throughout the year, but this is the one that comes out during the fall that I always pick up. It's super delicious, and it's really nice to have with coffee. I think because it's kind of really sweet, you definitely have to have it with, you know, coffee or tea, you know, have that little bitterness with it, kind of like the perfect pairing. And I actually buy a few of these and I freeze them until I'm ready to eat them, and then when I do, I kind of like warm them up in the oven a little bit. Caramel, pecan, pumpkin, a really great combination. And I can talk about food just as much as I can talk about crafting, but I'm gonna stay on track and jump back into crafting. So the cards are basically like cardstock. You get this really cute design, you know, and with one card you can make like 2 keychains with it. And these keychains I picked up a while back at Hobby Lobby. I'm not quite sure if they still carry it, but it's basically things that you can find like online. Clear plastic acrylic keychain where you can take out the little piece of paper in the center, and then, you know, you can put your little cardstock decorative paper in there, which I did here. And then with a labeler, I just put like to and from, or you could basically stamp like the to and from as well. That would be really cute. And then just add on that little eraser charm. So I think it would be really nice to make like personalized Christmas gift tags. It's a really super easy, fun project to do. And it's nice because you have that kind of like handmade element that you can attach to like a store-bought gift. So really easy to do and really cute and very affordable. And speaking of affordable, these next items are really great to collect for like stocking stuffers, for a crafty friend or coworker, for yourself, because the prices are really great. It's 50% off, but for $1.24, definitely worth it. And you do get the numbers. I really could have put Merry Christmas 2025 on the envelope. And this might look familiar because I did pick up the envelope on my last Hobby Lobby haul video. So I was just like, you know, this is a great way to fill that in. And then also they had this other stamp set set. It comes with 8 pieces, and I really, really like the stamp set. So I don't know, for some reason I thought it was going to be a layering stamp set, but it's really not. Basically, you just take the floral stamp in any kind of like ink palette color that you want, and it just turns out beautifully, and it's like effortless. All you had to do is just like stamp it out a few times onto like a gift tag. And then if you wanted to, you can also add in some leaves, because it does come with some leaves as well. But either or, I think it's, again, really effortless to make these really cute, beautiful gift tags. So for $1.24, this is definitely a really great one to pick up. I like how they made the outline of the flower, and that's just basically keeping it clear from the ink so that whatever you stamp, whatever colored cardstock you stamp this onto, that's actually going to be the outline of the flower. It pairs really nicely with white cardstock, and the outline of the flower really sticks out. And then there's a lot of other ones, kind of like this one right here, where it has a lot of mini pieces, and I didn't really know how I felt about this one at first, just kind of like seeing 37 pieces, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of little itty bitty pieces. But again, $1.24. And surprisingly, it is actually a really fun stamp set to use. So it is called the Tag Builder. Again, it comes with 37 pieces for $1.24. It is a lot of itty bitty pieces, but it's really nice because you can definitely build up a tag with this. So you do get your initial tag stamp, which is kind of hollow in the middle. So it's sometimes can kind of like, you know, lose its shape. So you just kind of like have to fix it up. And when you do, it comes out really nicely. And then you have all these little mini pieces where you have like the tag, the hole, the like words like notes, some random numbers, some random like wording, graphs, the word filed. And it's really cute because, you know, it just has like these random numbers like 32680-27. That's probably going to be my next lotto numbers that I choose. But yeah. It's really not something that I would think about, you know, when I'm building up a tag, but it's really cute. It makes it look super authentic with all these little random numbers. And you can like build up a whole page. Like if you love junk journaling, you can definitely do that. Or when you stamp it out, when you're done with that, you can definitely cut it out, add it as ephemera to your projects. So I really like it. You have a lot of kind of like stitching type designs, a lot of borders, and basically just everything that you really need to fill your card or your tag up with. So it has a lot of things like postal service, special delivery. I can definitely spend a whole day just kind of like creating different types of tags with this. It's really fun, really cute, and it's nice. You know, you can create like ephemera for a crafty friend and put these all together. It's a really fun set for $1.24, and for a little bit more at $1.49, you can pick up the set right here. It has 5 pieces, and I actually picked this one up because I don't really have much of this type of style in my stamp collection. It has like this large kind of like background stamp with a paragraph on there, so a lot of writings on there. Random writings. I have absolutely no idea what it says or what it means, so just hoping that says something really nice. And then they also have like this one right here, which has like a paragraph for the word affection. And I thought it'd be really nice if you just kind of like use your paper punchers and then stamp them out. Kind of gives it a different type of effect. They had this little paragraph that had a whole bunch of jumbled words together, and it paired really nicely with like the strip that it had that you can stamp out. So it had this strip, and then also had this little block right here, which, you know, on my first try with an acrylic block didn't really show up too well. So you might want to use a stamp platform on this one, so that way you know for sure that you're getting a clear, crisp image on here. And like I said earlier, you can just take out your paper punchers and just kind of like stamp the wording on it and then put it onto like a gift tag. And it's just a really nice different type of effect that you can have with it. And like I said earlier, having this type of wording would be really nice as a background stamp, or like the background stamp to like a tag, and all you have to do really is just add a piece of ephemera to it, and it turns out really nice. And I will say that not all the stamps were like that great, so you're going to hear the good and the bad of both of them, but really there's not that much bad about it, because, you know, I think when junk journaling kind of came into play, it kind of took like all of our stamped images that weren't like perfect, you know, and we were able to kind of like reuse them into another project. So this one, for example, this Bo Bunny stamp, I'm not sure if it's for all of it, but the one with the word birdie on it, this one did not have like a clear, crisp image. There was something definitely missing on this little, what is this? This is a bird cage, on this little bird cage, and it just wouldn't stamp out. And I think it's because the stamp itself is not even. So I think that's why, but you know, at first I was like, oh, this is like a real huge gap on there. And then I printed this or stamped this one out. And I was like, you know what, maybe I can stamp the birds on the inside. And it kind of turns out okay if you do it that way. So that's an option if you have it and if there's something kind of like wrong with that particular stamp. But like I said earlier, there is no more mistakes when it comes to stamping because we can always reuse them in like our junk journaling projects. So yeah, this one was kind of like an okay stamp. It's not something that I would rush over to buy, but still, you know, if you have it, it's still usable. And then this one right here is the Bo Bunny small conversational stamp, and it does have a lot of words like best day ever, you're sweet, magnifique, and congrats. And it does have like the other kind of like florals to it as well, and the days, no, not the days, the months of the year, so January, February, March, all the way down to December. Some of the other words are like cheers, you're amazing, always and forever, no way. So this one, again, I'd probably use a stamp platform on. I kind of just did acrylic blocks on here and didn't come out as crisp as I wanted it to. This one is called Summer Rose, and it kind of has like a shabby chic junk journal type vibe to it as well. There were definitely a few that were my favorites. So I really like the frame, and I like the wording, the little grid, and then the bottom piece, and some of the florals. So I think it was really an okay purchase for that price of $1.24. And some of them I didn't really, I don't know, maybe it was the ink that I was using, but some of them when I stamped it out kind of just looked like a bunch of like ink blobs on there. And then the other ones had like a better, crisper image to it. So again, I think for $1.24, for me, it was like, why not add it to the collection? And the tags turned out really, really cute as well. So I'm not mad at it. It kind of has like a vintage Victorian type vibe to it. And for 99 cents, they had this groovy stamp, and it has kind of like your VW type van, the word be kind, love, smiley faces, peace. So this was a great deal at 99 cents. So these were all the stamps that I found that were on sale. Most of the orange sticker clearance items were actually in the paper crafting aisle, but sometimes they move a few products down to the clearance aisle, so don't forget to check that out. I also mentioned on my last Hobby Lobby haul video that I would come back and let you know what I thought about the Rub It Scrub It product. I like it. I didn't have to take any of these stamps to the sink. I basically just had a little spray solution and then rubbed it with the acrylic block still attached to the stamp, and it worked out perfectly fine. So yeah, double check with your store. If you want to see the other items that are marked down throughout the store, don't forget to check out some of these other videos. And that's going to do it for today's Hobby Lobby haul. I thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a very wonderful day.